Well, hello, glorious people of the interwebs, and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2. Today we're going to be covering 5 more secrets and mysteries in this wonderful game. I hope you all enjoy it, and this is an ongoing series, so if you haven't checked out the first episode, feel free to check it out in the description below. Some really cool stuff in that first episode, but today we're going to be finding some new mysteries. We're going to be heading down south here on the original map, but then most of the stuff it can't be found until the epilogue. So we're going to be heading down to New Austin to find 4 more mysteries after this first one we're heading to now, and we'll show you exactly where all of these locations are if you want to check them out for yourself in-game. The first location we're going to go to is just south of Valentine, at the water's edge. Now you need to do this before you enter the epilogue or you will not be able to find this Easter egg. So just keep that in mind if you're in chapter 6 already. Make sure to come check this out beforehand, because this will give you some information about a character you'll run into in the epilogue, as well as in Red Dead Redemption 1. Now obviously this person has had a very bad day. They have not survived. I don't know what he was doing, but let's loot his body here. And we're gonna get a letter off of his body. Oh, he's still alive!
I thought you was already gone. Tell her I never stopped.
Aw. Right in the feels. Tell her I never stopped loving her. Lost a letter to Bonnie. Ain't that some shit? That doesn't let you actually, like, click the read button. Dear Miss McFarlane, I'm sorry. Why doesn't it let you actually read it? Can I zoom in? What? Oh man. This is a nightmare to read. There we go. I just had to reopen it and I can get the actual thing to come up now. I'm sorry. I said it. I'm sorry. You're right. I do let things get out of control in my head. I always have. I see that, but I love you. We are meant to be together. It is our destiny. I know it is. I saw us in a dream, raising kids. You were very happy as my wife, and I was proud to be your husband. Dreams don't lie, and neither do I. I'm heading off to make my fortune, and when I come back a rich man, you'll see what a fine husband I will make you, and a father to our children. And no, I won't grow up. On that subject, you're wrong. I've got so many things to say to you. I'm going to continue with the writing of this letter, but I believe me when I say we are destined for a long, happy life together. Even your father will come to believe it and accept me, no matter how humble my birth. Well, clearly that didn't go well for him. Ah, poor Bonnie McFarlane's husband. Just dead. Murdered. Well, actually, we don't know what happened to him. Clearly, maybe he got, like, maybe... you know what I didn't think about before is maybe he was on a ship and almost made it ashore. Well, obviously, he made it back, but then ended up dying anyways. There is a money clip in here, so you get some money. We got 13 bucks, some shotgun shells, some cocaine gum. Gotta love that cocaine gum. Trying to hook you on the drugs. Now, we also have a chest here. What's in this loot box? Loot box, lockbox. Looks like we got a silver pocket watch and some gin, which I have no room for. But that is the first little Easter egg. And in Red Dead Redemption 1, if you played it, you spent a lot of time doing stuff for Bonnie McFarlane. So having a little bit of backstory, what happened to her husband, is pretty cool. Now, as I've mentioned, all these others will be in New Austin, so you will have to be in the epilogue to get here. And this is the second one. This is a flying machine, which is an Easter egg to something in Red Dead Redemption 1, and that is going to be just below the S&P from Cola Springs. Now, when we walk up to this, we're going to see a name on the end of this. Now, this isn't the only flying machine that you can find in Red Dead Redemption 2, but this is the first one that actually has a name on it, and this is Charles Kinnear. Now, Charles Kinnear is a character... Oh, I'm hitting all sorts of wrong buttons. Is a character that you will meet in Red Dead Redemption 1, and he meets an untimely fate. So, I don't know if this is actually, like, an homage just basically to that scene in Red Dead Redemption 1, or letting you know that the character still exists, and that he's still trying to test out flying machines Although it doesn't look like anybody would live through this, but there is no dead body here. So Charles Kinnear definitely survived this, and we'll be meeting him in Red Dead Redemption 1. It'd be interesting to see what they do if they do a remake using the Red Dead Redemption 2 system to see where Charles Kinnear will fly once again. Found a flying machine. Needless to say, it had crashed. Good times. So if you guys are wondering where this came from, this is just a Easter egg for Red Dead Redemption 1. This next little secret is pretty much out in the middle of nowhere in New Austin, in an area most people probably wouldn't even bother going anywhere near. I actually had never gone to this corner of the map pretty much until this. Now, this is also really close to where you get into Mexico. This is near the Mexico glitch. So if you open your map, we're gonna go right to this spot here. We're pretty close. And if you're wondering exactly where that is, it is just southwest of Tumbleweed. As you get closer to this particular spot, you're going to see an X on the map, which means there's a corpse nearby. And lo and behold, leaned up against this rock where nobody's apparently seen for literally ages, is a Jesuit missionary. Now let's see what John writes in his book here. John, also known as the worst drawer in the history of drawing, found a poor man from a long time ago. Chilled me for some reason. Look at that beautiful drawing of a human being right there. Whoa, John needs to take some art classes, man. Now, one thing that's interesting is I have found out that both Arthur and John will draw different things and write different things in their journal depending on when they're found, which is actually really cool because I'd like to know some of the insights that John might have when finding some of these weird sites. So I'd have to do a whole playthrough without finding anything to be able to cover that. I don't know if I can do that. That's a little ridiculous, but I believe we should be able to loot this corpse. There we go. Poor guy just died all alone. Oh, a letter to the brother. To Brother Rodolfo from Cardinal Blanco. Madrid, November 24, 1797. My dear Brother Rodolfo, thank you for the letter. Sometimes politics and the ways of the church are not as pure as perhaps you wish they were. The world is the world of men. Yes, you say God has given it to us, but we must live in the world as it is, amongst men. Some of who are both very powerful and not entirely receptive to our message, such as the king at this time, or at least so are his envoys. Perhaps my weakness is a terrible sin, and the concessions I grant them will lead me to hell, as you suggest, but equally, it is possible that your pride is also perhaps a little sinful. I do not know. I haven't learnt that we are at our most vulnerable when we judge others harshest. I beg you to reconsider your plan to leave the mission. We need your energy here, amongst men. Perhaps, as you say, God calls you from the east, as he once called the Magi. But firstly, I would like to remind you, the Magi traveled west, and your journey from the mission is an extremely perilous one. Like you, I believe in acts of blind faith, but unlike you, I do not believe God wants us to be stupid. Please stay in California until I arrive next March. I implore you to show wisdom, loyalty, and humility at this profoundly difficult time for all our brotherhood in the New World, and to refrain from making this perilous and vainglorious journey alone. Our very survival depends upon it. Sincerely, Cardinal Blanco. Huh. Well, clearly it did not work out for him. But we got 2 more secrets left, one of which is particularly amazing, and pays homage to one of the best glitches in video gaming history. The next secret is at this pillaged cabin, and this actually plays off of one of the fortunes you get from the blind man, and once we get inside, you may recognize some information here. So, let's see. Oh, is there any dead bodies in here? Every time I go into a cabin, there are dead people. Canned vegetables, nothing. But right in this corner is something you may recognize from a fortune. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it says like a beach and trees, a sunset, and a black flower. Something about a reward or something. I don't know. I've heard it so long ago. I can't exactly remember what it is, but it is from the Blind Man Cassidy. And we need to actually do a video where we cover all of those. But inside of here is an ancient necklace. Now, this is a unique item. There we go. Wham bam, thank you, man. We got a platinum band in here as well. And there's a couple of the things just kind of strewn around the house. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. We got some bullets over there. Ammunition. I don't think there's anything... Maybe there's something in the pooper for once? Nah, the pooper's closed. The pooper is closed, ladies and gentlemen. But the ancient necklace, let's open up our inventory. That's definitely not the right button for that. Ancient necklace. From a time long ago. A unique item. Now, we do have some unique items that just aren't used for anything. Like, we've got the gold shield, which I'm pretty sure is just used for selling. Where's the ancient necklace at? It's gone! Where'd it go? Anyways, we don't know exactly what this is used for. I have a feeling it may trigger one of these secrets we've been trying to work out. Maybe one of the pagan ritual sites or the Indian burial grounds, but I don't think that's particularly for the Indian burial ground. I'm not 100% sure. But it's just an interesting little unique item that you can find, and it's directly related to one of the fortunes for Blind Man Cassidy, where he mentions the beach and the trees and the black flower and a reward. And from that reward, we get the ancient necklace. So I do think that is tied to a greater mystery that we don't quite know yet or know how to use it. But it's definitely something I'm going to be looking into here in the future. Now, for this final secret, you're going to need to go south of Armadillo. Oh, there's a corpse over there. I wonder what that's from. But there's this area called Two Crows, and there's two buildings here, and you need to go to this smaller one. Now, once here, you're going to find the most amazing thing ever. This pays homage to one of the most ridiculous glitches ever, and it's from Red Dead Redemption 1, the infamous Donkey Lady. Now, if you've never played Red Dead Redemption 1 or never heard about this before, this was a creature, a thing. Basically what it was is a glitched out woman that had a donkey head, and you could ride her around like she was a donkey. It was absolutely ridiculous, and oh, it's even got kind of like hints of a little tail. What? This is crazy. It's but this is kind of Rockstar just saying, hey, this was a thing, but it's not a thing anymore. They killed Donkey Lady. It would have been so much better if they put Donkey Lady in as an actual thing. It would have been the best Easter egg ever created, honestly. So let's hear. What was this poor thing? Who would do such a thing to any creature? And a horrible drawing of the Donkey Lady. The Donkey Lady. Oh my goodness. Is there anything on the body? Do you have any secrets, Donkey Lady? Like all up in your face and stuff? But I thought this was really interesting because I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. Brings us back to like circa 2010. One of the best glitches ever, and you can find hints to that glitch in this wonderful game. But that is all I've got for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. If there are any other secrets you want me to check out in future episodes, or things in general you would like to see me record, let me know in the comments below. We'll see you all in the next one.